Hello, Virgo. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Virgo for the month of November. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this month ahead for you, this brand new month of November 2025. Do hope that your October was a good one, and I hope November is even better for you, Virgo. It is a month of retrogrades. We do have a Mercury retrograde starting on the 9th. It will be in retro for the majority of the month, most of the month. And we also have a Jupiter retrograde as well starting on the 11th. But Virgo, nothing that we cannot handle. Happens every year, multiple times a year. And with that said, let's go ahead and get all of the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it. All right. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you do have the Ace of Pentacles. All right, Virgo, you may be feeling a desire to plant some sort of new seed in your life. This is a really good card for like financial results that you may be like starting on or even receiving, I should say, right? Financial results that could be coming in for you here. This could also be a card of the opposite thing, right? Less about results and more so, starting on something. This would be like signing off on paperwork, to purchase something or to, start a new job or start maybe accepting a job offer, these sorts of things. This could also be about, learning something as well. This is a card that can be associated with, formally learning something such as like in academia as well. And usually like if you think about like university or, even just taking a course, there is something you have to kind of sign off on as well. You could be feeling like you want to make an investment in something. Okay, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but some of you may feel like, okay, I'm going to invest in this course or in this, certificate. Maybe I'm getting a certificate or something along those lines can come forward here when you get the Ace of Pentacles. And what's really nice is you have double aces here to start off the reading. So it feels like this is a month where you are kind of like picking up steam, or like you may be like at the beginning stage of building momentum, I would say here for you, Virgo. Now, you do have interesting enough, you have one of my retrograde cards. It's been coming in for just about everyone. Page of Swords, Six of Cups, which you don't have the Six of Cups, but you do have the Page of Swords. They're kind of my retrograde cards. And we're not going to make this solely about the retro. We are looking at the whole month. But, the thing is, if you are signing off on paperwork here, which some of you may be doing, okay, signing off on contracts or documents or whatever, double, triple, quadruple check, okay? You always want to do that during this type of astrology, because it's very easy to like make minor mistakes and then you'll have to go back and you'll have to redo it, or it'll just, it'll take some time, some extra time. So you want to make sure that you're kind of on top of that here in this month, especially as you have, this idea of like the Ace of Pentacles. Let's go ahead and dive right in here. Okay, so we started off with the Ace of Pentacles, which can be this idea of like planting a new financial seed in your life. But then you have the Ace of Cups as well, which can represent new beginnings in love. It may also mean that you have a kind of vision for yourself here. As you see the eye on the Ace of Cups, the rays coming out of the eye, some of you may feel like you have a vision in terms of like where you want to be going. And this may show up for you here in this month of November as well. Now, it can signify new relationship beginnings as well. The thing is that it's met with a Three of Swords, which we're going to get into. Okay, so that's very interesting for me as the reader here. It's kind of like opposite messages, but there's definitely, the cards are here for a reason, and we'll dive into it. Some of you may also just be wanting to integrate new routines into your life that provide you with some happiness. This may mean like getting up 10 minutes earlier so you can do some, add something in your morning routine, or, this may mean like carving out 20 minutes for yourself each and every day to do something that you enjoy doing, as the Ace of Cups can also represent just general happiness and, new beginnings in those areas. And I'm getting a sense here that you're wanting to sort of like plant some new seeds in those areas for yourself here in this month. So always a good sign when you start the reading off with two aces. So let's take a look at this first column. You have the Hanged Man, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Swords. All right, you here, you have this Nine of Wands, which I always, like recently I've been recently I've been enjoying referring to the Nine of Wands as this idea of like being in the trenches. Okay, it's the hard part. Okay, the Nine of Wands means you're at the hard part. You're at the hard stage, but you're very close to completion. Virgo, you're very, very close to completing something when you get the Nine of Wands, and it may mean that this stage you're in right now, not only is it hard, but you may feel like you're kind of in limbo, okay? Because you have this here with the Hanged Man, which this person's sort of like just in the air. They're suspended in air. They're kind of just like in this wait and see kind of, energy when you get the Hanged Man. And some of you may feel like, when is this, when am I going to actually complete this? Which I think for you, there's like a new start here connected to this. There's almost a sense that you need to wrap something up in order to experience or achieve these aces, which are new beginnings in life. And there's a sense that like the waiting game that you may be playing right now is sort of like very challenging, as you have the Hanged Man and the Nine of Wands. I'm going to give you a strong recommendation to not give up, okay, on this, because when you get the Nine of Wands, that's like the worst thing you could do, because you have already put in so much legwork, you put in so much energy and effort. Like right now, it's hard. You're in the trenches. You're at that 10% stage. You're 90% through. It's in that final like 10% stage where like it's challenging, but just think about the end game, right? Think about the end goal. And that's actually a really great way of working through procrastination, which I'm not necessarily sure I see procrastination here, but it's just something I wanted to bring forward to you, which is like, I actually saw this on YouTube like a while back, and I don't even know who the guy was, but it's sort of like if you can think, like the way to beat procrastination is if you can think about the end result now, like ahead of time. If you can think about how it would feel to experience the end result, it kind of destroys procrastination. Something you may want to just kind of like sit on, right? Like, can you feel the feeling of the task being done, right? And I bet that if you do that, and this has worked for me in my own life, because I do procrastinate as well personally, like I bet that it would help you with achieving things that you want to achieve, right? And it really does help if you can think about like, what will the end goal look like? How will it feel? And the sense of accomplishment that you will have when you complete something. Now, the Four of Swords here as well is it's a card of rest. So you have kind of passive energies here in the first column, which I'm not surprised at based on the astrology. But what I would also say is like, there are times in life where, we kind of take a moment. We need to take a moment. Like we need to kind of regroup. By the way, anything with RE is going to be prominent during a retrograde. So regroup, review, reintegrate, re-engage, like rest, like these types of words are going to be kind of like on the docket for everyone here in this month. So let's go ahead and let's move to the middle column here. You have the King of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Okay, so Three of Swords, Four of Swords, actually like that combination. They come in in the wrong order here, but nonetheless, they are together here. And the Three of Swords card is actually found on the Four of Swords card. So you see the Three of Swords card on the banner above this guy. They are healing from heartbreak, right? The Four of Swords person is healing from the pain of the separation or the heartbreak here that is found in the Three of Swords, right? So generally nice combination to find in the tarot. And, you know, this is what I was saying where like you have this very interesting combination of something new wanting to emerge for you in your personal happiness or in your love life, your romantic life, fit that into where it needs to fit for you and your situation. And at the same time, you're like experiencing like some pain as well. So one of the ways that I could go with this is for you, there's like an opportunity to like do the healing work, right? Like actually integrate into and feel and process through the potential separation that you may have experienced here, which could have been in a relationship or could have been in another area of life. Okay, it's not immediately always relationship when you see the Three of Swords, right? So if you can take this time where kind of astrologically we're going backwards here in the month to rest, recover, reintegrate, recharge, re-engage. Like if you can take this time to process through separation, I think that this opens a door to all of these beautiful new seeds that you are planting in your life, these wonderful new beginnings that want to come forward here with the Ace of Cups. And maybe those things have to kind of come one after the other, right? Like maybe the universe is saying like, okay, can we learn something from this separation? Can we learn something from this heartbreak? Or can we, is there something we need to learn from this in order to get this new start for us here, Virgo? With the King of Swords, this is somebody who is, it's a welcome sign. This is somebody who's, usually kings in tarot can be a call to leadership in some way. And the King of Swords, it may mean that you are really kind of like taking an objective look at your situation. This person's really good at being objective and balanced and fair. All of these sorts of things can come up with the King of Swords. Let's go ahead and take a look at this final column here. So you have the Page of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. There may be a delay here, okay, around something as the Page of Swords is showing up, but let's kind of earmark that right now. Let's hold that for a second, and we'll get more clarification on what that may mean because I need more information on what that Page of Swords is talking about. This could also be around like an issue in communication or something along those lines. But regardless, you have the Nine of Cups, which it represents wish fulfillment. Okay, wish fulfillment in the tarot. I do think that you are going to be so excited and energized and happy in welcoming in this new path or this new beginning into your life, which you probably already know about. Okay, it probably means that there needs to be some processing that happens here with the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords with that. But the universe is saying here through the cards that you are going to feel like, at the very least, some moment of bliss here. Okay, with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. And here is, I said at the beginning of the reading about results, the Knight of Pentacles is actually the biggest card of results in the tarot. Something you've been waiting for, something you've been working for. I like that the Nine of Wands is here first with the Knight of Pentacles. As the Nine of Wands, I told you it's time to dig in, right? It's time to dig in. You're in the hard part. Don't give up. Knight of Pentacles would be that result finally coming in, right? So let's see if we can clarify this even more here. We'll move into the clarifications portion of this reading. I'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and then I'll also pull some tarot cards for you here, Virgo. All right. Cool. Energy on the bottom, you have Warrior, Be Fearless, and Stand Strong. Okay, definitely getting that vibe here with digging in, completing something here. In which I was talking about in this reading. Let's see what else we have. You have Stag, Trust and Thrive. Oracle, Wait for important information, as well as Arrow, Surround yourself with protective energy. Okay. Definitely could be a time of waiting. Like, I see that you've been waiting, though. That's the thing. Okay, I see that you have been waiting here, and maybe that waiting game is really weighing on you mentally. But this first column is like all wait and see. Okay, and yeah, let's take a look at these final cards here. Oh, we've got 4 here. Okay. So you have Winter, take care of your needs. Druid, hold the space. Hunter, track down your fears and desires, as well as Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. I will say, like, if there's a period of time here in this month where you just absolutely need some space, you need to honor your, your personal space, or you need to honor your desire for self-care here, as you have this Medicine Mother, like, it could be really healing to go that if you can to go through that if you can find time to do something like that here in this month ahead. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tarot cards. Now, Virgo, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. And let's go ahead and get a shuffle in here. All right. We will split the deck and see what the cards have to clarify. All right, you have the King of Wands, you have the Page of Wands, wow, and the Five of Wands. Okay, all Wands, right? Wands are an exciting suit. Wands are a suit that usually connect to career and business and passion, kind of like there's also kind of some speed associated, like momentum or speed. There's like an element of speed associated with the Wands suit. And I would say it's the one suit where maybe there's a little bit of risk that is involved. The King of Wands, the way I like to describe it is King of Wands is a leader in business, and they're comfortable with a little bit of risk, right? They're not going all in, but they're comfortable with a little bit of risk. And this sometimes pays off for the King of Wands, right? So I'm certainly not telling you to do anything, that would put you in a bad position. But with the Hanged Man, one thing that I would like to point out here is, like, really, if you think about it, the Hanged Man needs to take a risk, right? The Hanged Man is just kind of like there. They're dangling in air. They need to cut the cable and see where they land. They need to start free falling, which is a risk, right? And so, for some of you here, you may be inspired a little bit to incorporate that into your life in this month ahead. And also, I almost see that you're at a point with something where it's stagnant, right? And you're getting a feeling here that something needs to shift a little bit. You need to shake something up a little bit here, because it's not that it's not like what you're doing is, it's not that it's not working. It's just kind of stable. Like, it's kind of just stagnant. And you have some longer range goal here, which I believe are these double aces, which represent that new start in life. And in order to get there, you need to wrap something up here with the Nine of Wands, okay? The Page of Wands is a great card for job offers and opportunities. Maybe the risk that some of you are taking, and again, this is why I'm saying, like, calculated risk or a little bit of risk. Maybe the risk that some of you are taking is like, okay, I'm going to see what this new job offer looks like, or I'm going to see what this new career path looks like, right? This is not something that I usually do, right? This may mean that you're saying to yourself, this is not something that I usually do, but it's something that I'm going to take a look at, right? And that would not be surprising to me at all to hear. With the Five of Wands, you definitely have internal conflict here around a separation, okay? And like healing that, which is something I talked about in the reading. You have the Tower, you have the Chariot, and you have the Two of Swords in the middle column here. Okay, so if there's like a problem area, which, just take it all with a grain of salt. Most of this reading is like really, really, really solid. The problem area is down here, which is, and there's another, which is, there's another one as well, which is like seeing something through. That's maybe one area, and just going through with it, which I think you're going to actually end up doing. But there is absolutely internally here with the Three of Swords, Two of Swords, Five of Wands, Four of Swords, like 2, 3, 4 here, and then 5 actually, different suit, but 2, 3, 4, 5, which, like, to me means the event's kind of progressing. There's definitely some uneasiness or some, like, conflict within here around how something ended for you. Like how, like there's something around separation. Maybe it means leaving. Maybe this, it's not an ending, or maybe the way that this is looking for you is you have an offer or opportunity here, and it means that you have to leave something in order to take it. And that is kind of very challenging for you to make that choice, you know, with this area here. But some of you are being called on to kind of acquire peace within yourself here, as you make a difficult choice, which is showing up in the Two of Swords. And there's separation attached to or associated with that, okay? Because for you, long-range goal here are these double aces, right? This new start, this new beginning for you, okay? So let me know if that's connecting with you in the comment section. You have the Chariot here, which can indicate like driving forward to success. This is a card of victory and success in the tarot. You know, this is also as above, so below. The actions in life we take are really very important. I like this card because it's a sign or a marker of success for you, and it is around this Ace of Cups. So again, I do see you eventually getting to that point here with the double aces. Now, the Tower can represent shock and awe. It can represent a surprise that comes into your life, and it also can represent a releasing from something that you were trapped in, that you were previously trapped in. It can mean that there's a false truth that's like the realization of a false truth or being exposed for you. Let's get more details on this. You have the Four of Wands. You have the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So many wands here. So this is really heavy on career for you, Virgo. How does this Tower here connect to this reading? Now, I was saying I want more details on that Page of Swords, and we have the Four of Wands with that, which the Four of Wands, it is a marriage card, but that obviously does not really connect to this reading. And so the Four of Wands is also about stability, and it's about like a firm foundation that you want to build in your life, right? And maybe some of you are having difficult conversations about that with yourself or with the people around you, because ultimately you are looking to achieve that sense of stability or that firm foundation as well. Now, you do have a counterpart here, Queen of Wands, King of Wands as well, so that's maybe one love timeline, but this is really, really heavy on the Wands. And with this Queen of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, and I like this for you. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's very authentic and confident in their behavior and their action. And a triple ace scenario here, which is absolutely incredible. I think, man, in this set, I've had a number of triple aces, which does not happen all of the time. So it feels like, despite the astrology, like we are, for people, this could really, really be a nice opportunity to plant some seed. But the Ace of Wands is definitely the one you want in career, as it can say that there are beautiful new beginnings in your career life that you are very, very excited about undergoing and initiating, okay? Now the Tower, I'm really trying to see how this is sort of like connecting or fitting in here. The Tower with the King of Swords, this would usually be like learning something through another person, like somebody surprising you in a certain way, or, you know, you may have found out something about someone as well, as you have the Tower with the King of Swords, that combination. Here on the bottom, you do have the Two of Wands, which can really indicate great potential in the tarot. Maybe the Kipper energies here will help us understand what's going on with that Tower as well. Intuitively, I'm not getting much. Other than that, like outside of that, what I would say is Tower and a Page is usually good because there could be a surprising or shocking offer. It could even be like there's a twist involved with the offer as well. But generally that's pretty good, especially in a reading like this where you have really good energies. You do have Mature Man. You have High Honor. Official Person. Okay, you are getting an offer here. You have Thoughts, Wealthy Man, and Marriage. Okay, there's a marriage card. We do have a counterpart. and you do have 2 cards indicating marriage. There may be something there, but this was so heavy on the wands in career, so take that as it resonates. But this person is the person that will offer you the job or opportunity, and you have that with Page, a Page of Wands. Expectation and Lovers. Yeah, there is a love timeline here that some of you are getting real with a partnership or relationship here, and I think that this is probably showing up as a difficult thing for you. As there's kind of like a lot of internal back and forth and mental dialogue around how to handle that. You have the thoughts card here, which this person's thinking about. I believe the main female card in this deck. So it does seem that you are thinking about a person here, and this could be like a crucial part of what's going on for you in this month. On the bottom, you do have change, which I see happening for you. Remember, you are like in that 10% zone. You're 90% done. Dig in. Like, this is absolutely not a time for you to give up or throw in the towel, okay? You have a beautiful triple ace reading here, meaning there is a new start happening for you in the future, but just keep that in mind. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Go out, make the most of November, enjoy the month ahead. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe, and I will certainly be talking to you again soon.